Just getting ready for the first game. Got me an AK. Blue team. This is going to be fun. Hope you can hear me. Here we go. Okay, just done game 1. Had to defend 5 bases. I died 4 out of the 5 times I could. Didn't get any gameplay, but I decided to get pistol out and see if I can get some shots with this. I'm not sure how well it's going to go. So obviously I can't attach the camera to the AK. I may see like swapping my gun up for one with Piccadilly rails and another stage. But let's see what happens. Well, that's half the day gone. Don't know how much footage I got. Don't know how well the cameras worked on my pistol. I know I didn't get a lot because running around with this isn't the easiest. And I've got an AK as well. I have to swap main gun. But I'm liking the AK, so definitely want to get myself an AK when I get round to it. I don't normally drink Bud, but there's that or Heineken. Dutch or Yankee, take your pick. Managed to, I threw a smoke earlier, which was fun. Actually, that was the start of the charge for us to finally win. And I've lost one of my pistol mags. I had 3 and now I only got 2. Oh well. But yeah, this is... I really enjoyed paintball, but this is so much better than paintball. And it's so worth it. Lunchtime, probably should get myself something to eat. I might have some slop around somewhere over the back there, cooking away. Burgers and hot dogs as well, but I'm not certain. But gotta say, Raven. Oh, hay fever's kicking in. Yeah. Raven MEU, as cheap as it is, works really, really nicely. So I'm really enjoying using that. But the AK is outstanding. I think I'll get better footage later on in the day. With a G36 to go for the next one. Should be good fun. Should be able to get some more footage.
Okay, footage hasn't done too well up to this point, but I'm able to get some footage into this game. I'm running the G36 in a Dropzone, as you can tell from the earlier footage. Pistol footage didn't work out too well, so we're doing this one. This is the only place I could attach my camera where I could actually get some footage, so you have to forgive me with the poor quality. It was a cheap camera as well, but today's game that we're playing here is cards. Basically, we all carry a card. I'm with the blue team, so we have the black cards. So, in one of these points, I have the ace of spades and a black joker, another point. And the red team also have the red cards, so like the ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, you know. And the promise is, you get shot, you pull out your card and you hold it up and you wait around for about 2 minutes or so, and the opposition comes along and takes your card. Whoever has more cards at the end of the day gets the win, basically. So, as you can see, we're sort of creeping around the bushes and the scrubs, and let's see how well I do, shall we? There's a... Found someone. If I wasn't there, he was coming up shortly. As you can see, we've got a few of the red team coming through this way, so we're just sort of picking them off so they'd have to stand still. And there's a group of us. I think there's about 4 or 5 of us split off from the main group. So we're just trying to pin down the opposition and then shoot them and go get the cards. There's a lot of little ponds and bogs and laying down trees, so there's a lot of climbing about. So food isn't that great, but it was so much fun to do. It was still my first day playing Airsoft. This was just the last game, or the second to last game, one of the two, and it was just so much fun. Been relatively quiet for a bit until I found this clearing, and did spot one of the enemy. He had a little back and forth with them. Spot him there, see him trying to shoot. Can't really make him out too well on the camera, but eyesight's better than this camera anyway. But got pinned down, pinned them down as well, so it was just a matter of who gets the better shot first. Going along, trying to go, and that's it. That was my first death of the game. Which was slightly annoying, but shot a couple of people beforehand. I think my teammate got their cards, and at this point I had to wait around to find out if someone would come and get my card.
Back to respawn.
As you can see, no one came to get my card, so I'm heading back to the respawn point with my card intact. So no one was about. Even the guy who shot me disappeared. He may have gotten shot himself, so we're just making our way back to the respawn point so I can start again. After respawning, I saw some of my other teammates moving along a certain section. I thought I'd join them by the building, and lo and behold, guy literally pops his head around his corner and takes me out. I literally had to stand there, couldn't say a damn thing, as 4 of my compatriots just stood around completely unaware that he was there, and for some reason they were completely unaware that I had just gotten shot, even though I was literally saying the home card out. I have noticed that I didn't say hit as much as I really should have done. That's on me, but I always acknowledge that I did get hit. I need to remember to shout hit a little bit better. And back off to the respawn I go. Just came out of respawn and heading down the ways a little bit, and I spotted the enemy. So I did what any good airsoft would do, and I opened fire. And I got quite lucky as well, because as you'll see, it wasn't just one. There was a couple over there. They're trying to run away, but I managed to stop them. I was very, very proud of that. I managed to stop a couple guys in one go.
Take the cards, take the cards!
Good fun. Even managed to find a couple of my teammates as well, which is always nice. For this next bit of footage, it's quite long, but I'm going to let it play out because it was just a really fun segment to play. I've seen this house and I'm convinced that someone's in there, so I go to investigate. Getting a few shots off, I end up teaming up with this guy dressed up in SWAT gear with a full MP5 and everything like that. And you'll hear him talk constantly throughout, but you may not understand what he's saying because he's actually Lithuanian. A lot of people playing this day was Lithuanian, and literally a moment there when someone tells him I'm actually English and he actually apologises. So one thing I noticed is there was so many Lithuanians, everyone thought I was Lithuanian until I started speaking. that was a lot of fun, and so I may try and learn a bit of Lithuanian just to make it a little bit easier. But like I say, this whole segment was a lot of fun. Took out a few people. Yeah, the guy I took out in the house coming up, you'll see. I started chatting to him earlier on in the day. He was a really nice bloke. He changed between being a marshal and being a player, if you will. Really nice bloke, and I say everyone there was really nice. So even though I'm saying a lot of people there are Lithuanian, they were all super friendly. I fully recommend checking it out if you're in the southeast area. So it's the DNA Dropzone. This is it. There he is. He's there, and I got him. Oh, I was so happy with that. Oh, it was another lie. I was pretty happy with that shot. I was pretty impressed with myself. I was really chuffed. The fact he was just there, and I was like, ah, yeah, he's mine. Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna let this footage run and just. Yeah, I know the audio isn't great, but have a listen. There you go, that dude's awesome. So hope you enjoy the rest of this footage.
No, perché molto scuro.
Ah, he's in English.
Oh, you're in English?
English. Sorry, yeah.
You just took the card. You need more cards.
Yeah.
Take that one card.
Yeah.
Look, just help. Sorry, I didn't know that you English.
That's okay.
Sorry, man. All the time I've been working with me, I'm speaking in Lithuanian with you.
We're trying to work it out. That's cool, guys.
As we return back to the action, we join up with a selection of our other teammates in a little gorge type area, little puddles around, some big bushes, and we end up spotting the enemy. See if you can tell when.
On the left, on the left, on the left!
Not only did I shout on the left, and ran round there and opened fire, no one else paid attention, no one else helped me, which was always nice. And then I got shot, had to wait around till he come to get his card, or I decided he waited long enough and walked off himself.
So in this next section I come across someone quite early on, and we have a little back and forth. It's quite fun because I actually see him first, open fire first, and you know, it's like, alright, I've got him on the run, he's gone one way, shall I go that way or shall I go the other way? There's so many things I was trying to work out here. So yeah, I think I have him pinned down. Coming up. Let's see how it plays out. Trying to work out which way he's gone. All the bush is quite hard to see. It was hard to see, let alone without the camera. But yeah, trying to figure out, and I get hit. He got me on that one.
Well done. Red straight ahead, red straight ahead.
This bit's actually quite a long bit of video, but thought I'd let it run. As you heard, I said red straight ahead, red straight ahead. Spotted a guy in the distance and decided to track him. I realised he was walking towards our friend in the SWAT gear from earlier. So I decided to go right. I had one of our other teammates going in left. And with our guy in the SWAT gear in the middle, this guy was not going to make it out alive. But let's see how it plays out.
Sorry!
Sorry mate.
Cheers mate.
Yep, sure, put it up.
Me tiga, no?
Airsoft.
Скоро только hittan på samtalet, hermano, skoro.
Yeah. I was tracking him from back there, so I knew exactly where he was. I've got some smokes if you need it.
No, I think so. I saw two guys over there, so if you go forward, so be careful, you know?
Yeah.
Because two of the reds was somewhere there, and they run away, so I don't know. Блин, ну че, давай, едем по вишке, где? Sergej не всі їли, вдома, ти
I'm heading left. Okay, coming up is this whole section just here is one of my favourites, or if not my favourite play of the day. We'd gone down the bottom and working our way around. A lot of creepy and hiding. The enemy was there, and our mission was to take them away. They may have been hidden in the bush, but so were we. We were going to win this.
Mira bien.
As we were making our way round, we were doing our best to be quiet and concealed. Didn't always happen.
That sunk. Cover him up. Cover. Let's go, Bear. Let's go. Молодец.
For this section, I saw a red coming towards me, but I found myself a nice little tree that I can pop myself up against and hide behind for the most part. All I had going through my head was a little closer. He stopped behind that tree and I was thinking to myself, if I move he's going to get me. I need him to move to me. Just a little closer, that's all I need him to do. Just a little closer. I'm just waiting and waiting. My heart is pounding. If I can get this will be the best moment of the entire game, because I would have literally waited him out. I'm checking around, making sure none of the other reds are around, they can take me out beforehand. And then he moves. He comes closer. He moves away and I'm thinking, oh, he's gone. And then that could not have gone any better. I knew at this point I had to run to get his card. The closer I got, the more I realised I was under fire. All misses. Hitting the trees around me, hitting the ground. But I had to run. The shots were getting closer and closer, but I had to get his card.
Yeah, just got it.
Just as I took his card, I got shot. As I stood waiting for the red team to come and take my card, I saw him getting closer and closer. So I decided to have a little fun with the closest one to me.
Ten, 9, there you go.
So I get back to base, reload, check them firing, and then
Is that game over?
I think it came over.
Yeah, that's game.
You're game over.
And with that, that concludes my first ever day at Airsoft. I could not have had a better time. That was honestly the best day out I've had in so long. Got a little video to end this off with, but thought I'd give you a little send off in voice as well. Thank you.
Okay, that's the end of my first ever Airsoft day. It was absolutely amazing. I'm definitely going to be back again. I think I've got some footage. If I have, you would have seen it. If I haven't, then you won't see it. But fingers crossed I've got some footage. See you next time.